Diaco. The Huskies are 3-4 overall, 1-2 in the American Athletic Conference. UConn was in action this past Saturday against USF. USF won the game 28-20. Up next for the Huskies will be this Saturday at Cincinnati. That game will be a 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time start on CBS Sports Network. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call this morning. If you would take a minute to tie up the game against USF, and tell us what you expect to see Saturday when you head out to Cincinnati, please.
Yeah, just upsetting loss. Hurt. That one hurt. I didn't think the team took a step forward. I feel like we, digressed in some areas, and that's disappointing. So credit to South Florida. They're much better and playing well. Coach Taggart and his team have done a nice job, and it was an unfortunate day for us, and we didn't play. Really, it was uncharacteristic in some areas. And moving forward, we expect to see an explosive team and a great team and a team picked to win the conference.
Any questions for Coach Diaco, please? Star 1 on your telephone to join the queue. The operator will introduce you.
And we'll go to Dan Tortora at Dan Tortora Broadcast Media.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing
today?
Hi,
Dan. Good. You?
Good. Thanks for asking. To kind of take a look at it, like you had said in your introduction, that the team digressed in some areas. What are some of those key pieces where I know you're always looking at taking that step forward? What makes you say that you took a step back in some of those things you're trying to focus on right now?
Well, we had 13 drives end in plus field territory. So clearly we need to be producing points. So, we had been getting better in the high red and the low red and the fringe, and that wasn't the case on Saturday, and that's a problem. We have been a group on defense that has had great stick-to-itiveness and perseverance, and there was a moment there in the middle of the fourth quarter where they kind of let the rope slip out of their hand, did some uncharacteristic things that are not part of our defensive DNA.
And as you move forward with your defense, obviously some of those issues, like you said, had happened. But as far as leaders, guys stepping up, people that you're looking to pull you out of those situations moving forward, who are some of the players that you feel are on the right path and are trying to get guys on and off the field to do what they need to do? Do you have any key people that you're kind of leaning on right now?
I'm pleased with everybody. I had no one to single out. I have no one to single out on either side of the ledger.
All right. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Tom Groshen at Cincinnati Enquirer.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
A couple things. You're coming back to Cincinnati. I know you talked about it last year. It's kind of, with coaches, it's just another game. But you were here in the great year that the Bearcats had. Is there any significance to you coming back here at all with that?
Not. I love my time there. I'd say that for sure. Especially being a foodie, I can't imagine there's a better food town. It's just an awesome place. Maybe I'll swing by Terry's, get a burger, or get one of them awesome steaks from those great steakhouses. So I had a great time there, and it's an awesome place to live, and on that level. But no, we're coming to play a football game, and that's the focus. So I have fond memories of being in Cincinnati and living in Cincinnati. But you don't have an opportunity on a 24-hour trip to reminisce.
Could you just speak a little bit to looking back a year ago at this time? You were saying how the program was kind of a mess when you took it over, and Cincinnati handled you pretty well last year, but it seems from a distance that your team is very much improved this year. What's different this year?
Yeah, we're getting better. I mean, the players are working hard and making a great investment, and everybody's a year in. We're in amongst our second year here together with our coaches and with the team, and everybody's getting more mature in the game and more mature with their bodies, and our overall trust and culture and family environment is growing and getting better and better. And in that, the play's improving. Now we got to just try to, get it done on the scoreboard. That's the next step. Finish these games with wins. We're better than a 3-4 football team right now, frankly. So, but the fact of the matter is that's exactly what we are. That's what the record is, and we need to learn how to finish.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Austin Cox at bcsnn.com.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, and you?
Pretty good. Thanks for asking. I just got a quick question about Brian Sharef, who looks to be maturing each week in and out. He's looking a little bit better, and obviously had some stumbles in that last game. But what do you think is the key to his success on the field maturing this season?
I think it's the fact that he's very coachable. You don't have to tell him the same thing twice. He takes coaching and he goes out and works on it, and it probably isn't going to duplicate that same problem. So there'll be something else to coach. He's played in 7 college football games, so he's brand new to the situation. But he doesn't make the same mistake twice, and he's got a lot of skill, and he's a great leader. But I think his greatest trait is his coachability.
Gotcha. Appreciate the answer, Coach. Have a good week.
Yeah, you too.
We'll move next to Christopher Heidel at Herb FM Radio, Baltimore, Maryland.
Hey, Coach Bob. Thanks for taking the time to talk.
All good.
Talk about Cincinnati. Tommy Tuberville, the very good coach from Auburn. He spent his days in Miami. What does he mean for this league? Because I guess he's I don't want to say he's a senior, but I guess he's one of these classic coaches that's still in his conference. Yeah,
you called him a senior. I didn't. That's on you.
Yeah, I know. You might call me back.
Yeah, he definitely will. No, he's great. Listen, he's a leader. He's a leader in our profession. So it's not. I mean, you think in conference football, and you're thinking American Conference, and you're thinking on that scale. But we're really a fraternity. We're a football fraternity of coaches, and there's not a whole bunch of guys when you think about just professions. It's a small group, and he's the leader of it. He is the president of the AFCA, the American Football Coaches Association, because he's a guy that has class and integrity and cares for the young men and cares about the game and making sure that it's preserved and grows. And I love talking to him about those things, and I love being around him that way. So he's a leader, and I don't mind saying that, and I don't mind taking that kind of role, as a follower or mentor, protege, however you want to talk about it. As a coach, he's been there, done it. I think he's been doing it for 34 years, honestly. I think he's been a head coach for 18 or 19 years. So, impressive resume. He did it. His family did it. Pretty impressive.
And we'll move next to Bill Cook at GoBearcats.com.
Hey, Bob, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good. You were here, played many games or coached many games at Nippert Stadium. It looks a lot different now. I just wonder what your memories are of coaching at Nippert Stadium, if there's one game that stands out, or just what it was like to coach there in general.
I just remember I remember a couple things about it. I always thought it was cool that the students would get lunch and on a nice day, kind of eat in the stadium while we practiced. I thought that was cool. That students would kind of just hang around in the stadium. Maybe they just have coffee or meat or have lunch or whatever. I thought that was neat with the proximity of the stadium being right there on campus. I thought it was really cool. And then on game day, it was electric. It was rowdy, loud. Coach Kelly had that thing like ramped up big time from an attendance standpoint. There were people hanging in the trees at that point by the time I got going with the group, So it was electric, loud, hostile place to play, very supportive fans. A football-loving city, all levels, Pop Warner, youth football, high school football, college football team, and then NFL team. So it's such a cool football town.
What will you tell your players about playing in that atmosphere this week?
Oh, no, nothing special. Just we've been on the road here at Mizzou and played in hostile SEC territory, handled that well. We played at BYU in a night game in a hostile territory on ESPN, and for the better part of 4 quarters handled that well. So there's an understanding mechanically of the terrain, but beyond that, nothing special.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have time for one more for Coach Diaco, please.
We'll go back to Christopher Heidel at Herb FM Radio.
Sorry about that, Coach. As my wonderful phone decided to disconnect me on me.
All good. No worries.
I apologize for that. Talk about your stretch drive. You're in the final portion of your season starting this week against Cincinnati. What does it mean for you to make this a good stretch drive for you guys to properly
It's everything, man. It's everything. We've come so far. We don't even remotely resemble the group that we were. And the players have done that. They've made the investment and the care and put the care in. But at the end of the day, the scoreboard is what counts externally, other than the 140 people in this football family. So we got to get it done on the scoreboard, and that quiets the noise. It allows for growth. It confirms good habits. And on and on and on. So winning is paramount.
Well, I hope you have a great week of practice.
Thank you very much.
Coach, we thank you for your time this morning. We look forward to hearing from you again next Monday.
All right. Have a good week.